Hi guys, and welcome to another lesson where we are going to talk about advanced topics in Python and when the projects get bigger. So we're going to talk about Virtualenvs. So when working on larger Python projects and developing with Python, you may find that different projects have different versions of different packages. What do you do when your local environment is Python 2.7, but that project you want to work on or inherited is 2.6 or 3.4? This is a problem that many Python developers have encountered. So of course, they create a solution. The solution is already created. It's called Virtualenv. Virtualenv is a virtual environment for your Python project. It enables you to create numerous Python instances and develop against all the libraries you need for certain projects. Say you want to work on a project that uses Python 2.7, which you have installed locally, but the project needs a different version of a library than what you have installed locally. The Python versions match up, but the library's versions do not. So this is a job for Virtualenv. So let's create and then activate a Virtualenv to create sandboxes for our individual Python projects. So what you need to do is to install Virtualenv. Depending on your system, I'm using Windows. So I'm using pip install Virtualenv. If you are on Mac OS X, then you maybe have to use brew install Virtualenv. Or if you're on Linux, you just go apt-get install Python Virtualenv. So these are the systems that I know of. If you have another Linux version or some other version, then other OS, then you have to Google and search for that. So when you have installed Virtualenv, move into a directory where you'll be working. Some power users create a temp_env directory on their systems and create Virtualenvs in that. This is a great workflow if you have many Virtualenvs to manage. For our purposes, however, we'll just keep things simple. So once you are in a directory that you want to work on, so let's create our Virtualenv. So let's create folder, directory called Tiger, and then let's move into that. So it's an empty directory, and now in that directory, let's create our virtual environment. Depending on your system and what messages you get, you might get different because I am using a version called Anaconda. Okay, it's done. So if you do a directory listing, in the of the contents in the directory where we created our Virtualenv, we should see a directory for the name of our environment. In our case, it's Tiger env. That's for me. What you call, it's up to you. What you call it, it's up to you. We'll be using that directory to activate our environments. This is also the directory that will house all of our installs and our Python code for this environment. To activate the new Virtualenv, if you are on Windows, is of course we have to move into the directory. It's a /scripts/activate, and we can see that from this message here. It's now we are in the virtual environment. So let's fire up Python. Let's do it. And what we see here is that when we installed requests in section 5, we did pip install requests, and when we try to import requests, it failed because it's not this is an isolated version of a virtual environment of Python, and it's not included here. So questions we can ask is like, what version of the Python shell do we have? Is it 3.4 or 2.7? How can we change that? So when we try to import requests, we should see an import error exception declaring that there are no module called requests. This is because although we import a request to our system-wide Python, we are not using that Python environment now, and we must reinstall the requests if we wanted to use it in this Virtualenv. So let's exit out of our interpreter while still in our Virtualenv. And now let's install requests with pip install. So after we install a package, we're still in our Virtualenv and will remain in our Virtualenv until we deactivate that environment. So note that even after installing a package, you're still in our Virtualenv and will remain there until we deactivate that environment. So deactivating our environment is just deactivate. Now we're out of the environment. We have successfully installed Virtualenv, created a new Virtualenv to use, installed the package for that environment, and even deactivated the Virtualenv. So what if you want to remove that environment altogether? Say you're done with that project and you want to remove all those files that we installed. Just move. So we'll just remove it. With Windows we do tigerenv/s. You want to remove? Yes, I want to remove. Let's check. Is it still there? No, it's not there. So what Virtualenv provides, it's a way for Python developers to create environments that may have various version requirements. This helps to keep environments separate from others and allows the system to have sandboxes for development for multiple Python projects. So oftentimes you have projects where more than one person is working in the environment. What happens when you have a long list of requirements that your project needs and you have 4 people working on the project on different machines? Do you want to have your teammates simply type pip install and then the module name over and over? No, you don't have to do that. Virtualenv has a very nice feature that enables you to make a requirementstxt file and put the packages needed for your program into the file. Anyone using your package can simply type pip install requirementstxt and get all the dependencies that your package requires. It really is that easy. So let's try to create a requirementstxt file to simply add modules to our project. So we removed the Virtualenv folder from our earlier example. I'll just add it once again. And now we have the Tiger env virtual environment activated. So I've already created a requirementstxt file. So you can copy these modules, pause the video and just copy this text, and when you're finished, go up to your Virtualenv and put your requirementstxt there, or create it from command line if you want to do that. So these lines are all different. Usually requirementstxt will have uniformity, but for illustrative purposes, these lines show the 3 most common ways to get a package installed via PIP. The first line, beautiful soup, excuse me, wrong file. The first line, which is beautiful soup equal 3.2.0, shows that we want to install beautiful soup, a web scraping tool, but we want to install version 3.2.0, hence the double equal sign. The second line, requests, installs the current version, and the final line with the github.com, Django, etc. indicates that we want to download and install the package at the URL provided. In this case, we'll be downloading and installing the entire Django project that is available on the master branch of the Django repository. This is a pretty big file, so be prepared for a short download wait. So save the file and then activate your Virtualenv and install those requirements. Requirementstxt. Okay. Typos. As you can see, it starts the download. So when the install is finished, you will see messages about downloading and installing the 3 packages we have provided. Once the packages are successfully downloaded and installed, you should see a cleaning up message followed by your Virtualenv prompt. But in this case, the beautiful soup failed because of some mismatch with Python 3 and Python 2.7. So you just have to find a new beautiful soup version that is compatible with my Python version. So just to check the ones that got installed. So just to try to make it work, I have changed the beautiful soup to be the latest version, just to show you example. So let's see. I deactivated and reactivated after changing the requirements text. And let's see how it goes now. Okay guys, just had to change again Beautiful Soup to Beautiful Soup 4. This is the version that works with Python version 3 because I have Python version 3 installed. So in any case, when you want to import a module, you name the module and == and the version number. Just check the documentation that what version you want to use, or check with the team leader or project manager we are working on with, or the technical lead who has all the requirements, and use that file in this requirements text. So when I ran that, exited out and activated again after saving this file with the correct modules, and I ran the script here, pip install our requirements text, and then it successfully installed all the modules. And to check if they have been installed, we can import them in the Python interpreter without an error being raised. So that means we have successfully installed all of the requirements for our Phantom project. So that's it for this section. this lesson. And if you want to remove this file, just feel free to remove it. This will remove the Virtualenv and all the packages we have installed, including the very large Django project. So to save some space, I'm going to remove it. So there we go. So okay, so it's removed. So Requirementstxt is a feature of Virtualenv that allows developers to include all the necessary libraries needed for their module to work with their Python package. This allows quick setup of environments so that developers can begin work quickly. So that's it for this section, guys, and we'll look at how to release Python packages in the next section. See you then.